What is up, guys? It's Verns back here again with another Supercoach video. This time it is the NBA Round 7 review. I'll be honest here, I'm a little triggered. I did just make a recording and then realized my mic was on mute the whole time. God damn it. So I'll quickly make another one. Look, it's only 15 minutes, so it's not the end of the world. It's not like I did a pod for an hour or something like that, so thank the Lord there. But we can see this week I scored 1,101, went down 95 places to 2,583. Overall, not the greatest week. We lost our Supercoach Cup. Congrats to Jake. Jake did comment on the Supercoach Swordplay podcast saying that he had me in the matchup this week, and he definitely had me. But yeah, look, I'm happy with I think where the team is. I think I've been a bit slow on transitioning. But yeah, I will just first of all appreciate all those that have tuned in, liked, and subscribed for your consistent injections of Supercoach content directly into your YouTube feed. But yeah, we will get into the team. I mean, we got a few cool things happening. I know Fallout new season's coming out real soon. We got more Stranger Things coming out, which is dope. I actually just caught up to date with Tower of God. I was a little bit behind and hadn't read it in a while, and I knew I had a lot of chapters to go, and then I caught up and I realized that it's been on hiatus since like January this year, so I actually didn't have that many chapters to catch up on, so a little bit disappointed there because I thought I had more content. Saying that, they had the Yurik Amazino spin-off happening, and that's pretty dope. I'm really enjoying that, so that's cool. I'll catch up on that really quick as well, I reckon. To be honest, I've read half of it in like a couple of days, which isn't fast, obviously, but I'm trying my best to not just sit there and smash it out really, really quickly. But yeah, looking at the team, we will jump into it. What I've realized with my team is we're just being a little bit too slow. We've been banking too much cash. Like we've put it in the savings account and we're just letting it accrue, and then we realize that we're late to the market. Everyone's beating us there, and all the good houses are gone. Now, I'm not personally saving for a house, but I just thought that was something fun to run with. I don't know, I feel like DR would run with something like that kind of analogy. Shout out to the man who crushed it this week. He's close to the top 500, just doing awesome work. But this is how the team looked for the week. We can see there the big elephant in the room. It is Tyler Hero. We ended the week with Giddy in our team, and if we played with Giddy, I would have felt so much better about this. But we went to Hero, and it didn't work out. Not just because of his score. It's like, yeah, Giddy outscored him by 54 points. That would have been great. Yeah, it would have been better if I had, like, Edgecombe on the field over Shepard. That would have been an extra few points. Yeah, it would have been great to have Queen on the field over Flag. That would have been an extra few points. Even with, like, I think with those 90 points, then I win my cash matchup, but a cup matchup, but I need everything to go right. And that's, even with him picking Luca, who didn't even play 2 games either. So at the end of the day, I just got beaten by a player that was ahead of the game when it comes to team. And what I mean by that is we look at my team and we see 4 rookies on field. And when I look around the league, I see a lot of people with only 3. Other people have made upgrades already. They're like improving their team. And I'm sitting here banking all my cash. And what I mean by that is we look at my bench, and my bench is stacked with cash. We've got so much money sitting here at this point. Even with the rookies on field, so much money on top of them, where in reality I could be downgrading these guys and upgrading to premiums. And I've probably been a little bit slow. Obviously, I know with your AFL, we all know it's like, oh, hit round 6 and do the upgrade sort of thing. Like upgrade season starts kicking in. I've probably been a little bit slow where I've been sideways premiums, trying to get good fixtures, and then just letting the rookies accrue. And because of that, I've actually fallen behind in the premium game, which is overall, every week you're behind a premium, you're just losing points. So that's pretty brutal. The only positive I can see is I can see a lot of these guys that do have the extra premiums. They do have rookies on the bench, like Saref, that's like a 3.7 million rookie, or like a 4 million rookie, or a couple of 3 or 4 million cost rookies. And those are the kind of guys that we didn't want to bring in because they're not really accruing cash. They're not really the players you want. A lot of the rookies I've gone for, I've paid up for, and I've brought in rookies that have had good roles or had good performances, and you just know they're getting more court time. And I feel like I've gotten the good rookies in, and that's overall punished me to start the season and made me start slower. But I think it will obviously be the crux as to why I can come back. Crux, I don't know if that's the right word. I'm cooking. But yeah, obviously the team, a lot of money there. We can easily upgrade. We might be able to get to a full premium team where we've got the top tier premiums, where these other guys that have maybe upgraded early or brought in rookies that aren't the greatest because they wanted that bit of extra cash injection to make upgrades, they're going to run into maybe cash problems, or they can't get the absolute top tier premium. So that's hopefully what I'm hoping for on, I guess, the end of the season, or hopefully we can start transitioning towards it. I definitely need to be upgrading the team, and that's where the biggest problem with not getting Giddy is. If I had Giddy this week, then no problem. I'm holding Giddy, I'm making an upgrade, and the team is improving. But Heroes, Boz reckons it's going to be a pretty long-term injury, this toe. Now, don't get me wrong, they don't play until Friday, and he did this on the Sunday, so it's like a 10-day break, and that's pretty long-term in NBA. So there's a chance that, I don't know, maybe he could be back. I mean, depends on what they mean by long term. Like, we know that it's pretty vague. I mean, some people, long might be 5 days, long might be 10 days, long might be 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Like, we don't know what they mean by long term. So hopefully we'll see how this goes. At this point, I think I'm going to be trading Hero. If he ends up back before this game against Brooklyn, you can guarantee he'll be back in my team, because this is what we wanted him for, the 3-game week here. But yeah, we'll look at making upgrades from this team here. Really good team overall. What I love when I look at my team as well is everyone's making money. We look at these break evens and it's beautiful. Obviously, if Vuji's going to make money, I'm expecting Mitchell to make some money. They're not really the problems as the premiums, because I'm going to hold on to them for a while. But if we look at these rookies, 28, 15, -4, -30, -16, 14, 12, brilliant. Most of these guys are making money. Probably Nuppel and Rollins I'd expect to make money, but pretty minimal money. And then Shepard's obviously got 3 games, so he's got an inflated break even because of that. I think I'll take a roll with him on the field as well because of those 3 games. And we know he has the ability to pop out at 20. So if he gets back-to-back 20s in maybe 2 of those games, and even if his 3rd game ends up just a 10, 50 points will be good enough on this kind of week that I'll be happy with that. So yeah, with trades this week, as I sort of mentioned, Hero's going to have to go out at this current stage just because he may be out more long-termish. I think Rollins and Nuppel are the guys with the highest break even, and they have a lot of money on their head. So moving them out means that it means that I should be able to upgrade, but because I'm moving out Hero, it's still technically an upgrade what I plan on doing here. First things first, let's get in the best premium I want, and we're going to actually move Barnes down. Yes, I could have just technically gone straight for Josh Giddey if I wanted, but I'm that kind of player that, like, I got to be honest, I can't go back to a player that I didn't go. Like, it's like, okay, if I went Giddey originally, then I'd have Giddey right now. So me going to Giddey right now means that I'm admitting that I made a mistake and that I'm playing from behind. And I did make a mistake. I'm not denying that. But then going to Giddey means that I'm kind of consolidating those losses. Where if I was to move to someone like my boy JJ, there's a chance that, say, Hero last week's 38, and then JJ's whatever he gets this week ends up being better than the combined score that Giddey gets over those 2 weeks, and maybe that means that I didn't really lose as much as I thought because I ended up getting in a better premium. I mean, saying that, if I had Giddey, I'd hold him and I'd probably still get JJ in. So yeah, overall, it's still, look, it's not the way I play, but yeah, it sucks. Now we'll just jump down to the break evens, and there's a lot of players with low break evens here, and I'm sure a lot of people have been going for these like cheaper guys you can go for. Go for these Walters, go for these Spencer Johnsons, go for these where is he? We've got Sarif a bit further down. Yeah, Sarif. Go for these cheaper guys because it means that you can get them into your team and you can afford to upgrade. But what it does mean is that if they don't play, they don't really make any more money, and if they don't really make any more money, then that could really cook you in the long term. So me personally, I'm going for the big dogs. The big dogs right at the top here. So Kevin Porter Jr., he doesn't have to do much to make money. I'm pretty sure if he's getting literally like a 50, he's making like 1.4 million on a double game week. So yes, he definitely averaged over 30 points this week. I mean, look at that, 134 over the 4-game week. Insane. So I'd expect him to be able to get 25 in both games, be able to get to 50, hopefully. So I'm going to back him in. And then Nemhard only really needs to get like a 20, I believe it was, 26, and he gets like 1.1 million. I'm going to back him in because he did have 2 really good games where he was at like 68 after 2 games. And then, yeah, he got 30 over the next 2. But if he gets back-to-back 15s, gets 30 points, it's fine at his price. Hopefully he can get to 6 million. And, yeah, he's just got that really good break-even. Plus, we've seen a couple of ceiling games, so you maybe back him in that he hopefully pops out with a couple of good games, and then we're good to go. But I'm definitely not running Nemhard on field. I will be very honest about that. He is going straight to the bench. And Kevin Porter Jr., we're not paying that kind of money for him to not play him on field. So this is how the teams are looking at this stage. A lot of questions come in. Do I run Queen or Flag again? Not too sure. It's a bit of a hard one there. As I said, I'll take the risk with Shepard just because of the extra game. And we know these rookies, they have the ability to pop out like, 12s and 10s and stuff like that. So you'd hate to put Edgecombe on. He gets a couple of 12s and 10s and gets like a 25. And then Shepard comes out with like 120 and maybe a couple of 15s and gets to 50. And you'd sit there and be like, oh, I should have just played the guy with more games. So I think I'll play Shepard for the more games. Saying that, how did the rest of his games actually go? Because he was already at a decent score, and then he didn't really score in these last few games. So he did play 4. Yeah, okay, he scored 10, 12, 14, 11. So pretty slow overall, but obviously we have these 25s, these 35s, these 28s, 20, 20, 20. He has the ability to back him in and hope he hits one of these more ceiling-like scores. New Orleans aren't very good, so hopefully he can get some more court time in there and they can get the win. Sacramento aren't that good, so hopefully there. And Clippers aren't that... Oh, no, he doesn't get them this week. But yeah, a couple of easy matchups in this 3-game week, so hopefully he can perform quite well. I mean, one of them was already against Sacramento, but yeah, we'll back him in to hopefully do well enough. So this is how the team looks. As once again, we only have 4 rookies on field, which really affects the amount of premiums we have, which kind of sucks overall. Now, technically, I could probably burn a boost, use this 4.7 million, put that on top of Flag, maybe get a giddy from it sort of thing. And then boom, like I've got another premium in this week, and that seems great. But this is a week where, in my opinion, it's not the greatest to force in premiums. At the end of the day, the reason I wanted to have enough premiums, we have 1, 2, 3 on the 3-game weeks, is because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just giving up my Supercoach Cup game. But in this sense, like, I'm not playing it anymore. I got eliminated. It sucks. So it doesn't matter about getting in like a 4th, 3rd-game week player, because anyone that has 3 games this week has 3 games next week, meaning these guys with 2 games have 4 games next week. So I can probably wait a week with this extra money, try and make an upgrade next week, probably upgrade with Shepard maybe, one of these other rookies with money on their head, upgrade them to a premium with the help of this extra 5 million and probably one with a better fixture. Yes, I could probably do them for a 2-game this week, but then I'd also be using a boost, and I don't know if I want to just be burning the boost yet, especially in a week where we've got a rookie that's on 3 games, and a lot of these rookies with really good low break even, so I don't really want to lose out on the money that they could be making. Yeah, maybe Edgecombe only makes 230k, and I could have got a premium in that's going to make more. Let's just hypothetically look at it. So say I did do this. If we do look at this, Edgecome's probably the one with the next highest break even outside of Flag, but I think Flag's clearly a little bit more reliable. So say I did go Edgecombe out, could also go out Shepard, who has a really high break even. Yeah, 13 million. I don't really like 13 million. I want more money. I want to be paying up for these big dogs. If we look at the average game, the difference between these big dogs and then dropping down to 13 million, it's just, not what I want to see. So I don't like that. I think Shepard's the same sort of money. A little bit of extra money there. Overall, not in love with any of the premiums that are going to be at that price. And scrolling down, you have to scroll quite far down to get one that's at that sort of price. So not really a fan of that. I think I'll just wait the extra week. I'll make the upgrades next week, and with this extra money, hopefully I'll be able to get in the best premiums I can. Double check the fixture and who's got good fixtures from there. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate all those that did tune in, those that have liked and subscribed for this consistent injections of Supercoach content directly into their YouTube feed. Till next time, guys. Peace. Later.